Ready? We're live. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. I
Hi
know
guys.
mine was very hectic. Again, volleyball related with children, but I'm happy to be back home and here. We have a exciting one for you today because it's kind of like a launch, but really not, because our organic super greens
Yeah.
has been around since the beginning. Like
Oh, yeah, it's
it was one of our first
yeah.
to launch, but we've given it a little facelift.
Yeah, we have.
And we're excited about this
Yeah, we are.
because it's a lot of improvements. And it's great when you have something that you like so much, but then you make it better. There's always going to be room for improvement, for enhancing something, as you learn more, especially when it comes to nutrition and science and health and all. It's forever changing. So we always want to reflect that in our products.
Of course.
So maybe we're just going to get into it because it's pretty obvious. Here we are. Now, if you are drinking a greens drink, whether it's ours or another one, I mean, this is 100% for you. You need to be listening to this and understand the importance of having a green juice or a green drink every single day. But really, what makes ours so important, so unique, and what we've done to it.
Yeah. And if you haven't already liked and subscribed our channel, please do. It'll allow you guys to stay really in touch with what we've got going on. So let's jump into it.
Yes. And as always, any specific questions to what we're talking about today, make sure you write them in.
Put them
towards the end. We try to address as much as we can, but as you know, that they come up on the screen kind of fast. So we always do our best. And you know that I'm always here to answer questions via email, no matter what. So if your question does not get answered, please make sure you just email me. And if it's a question that's not pertaining to the topic, shoot it over. Okay, so let's just talk about the benefits of drinking a greens powder.
Oh, yeah, it's a good place to start. Yeah, a little refresher.
And it's different than a juice, right? It's different than going and getting something from or if you do juice, where you're just squeezing out just the liquid portion of your, fruits and vegetables or whatnot. This has also more of the fiber and the pulp and the content, which is why it's a powder and it can be a little thicker. It's not just a juice. You want to go through the health benefits?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
If I just jump in random areas, it's kind of how I roll anyway.
Right.
I try to feed off you a little bit, but then sometimes I go down these rabbit holes and tangents, and I'm not sure where I'm going. So it's kind of fun. I love it. But love it because it is loaded with phytonutrients, guys. It's the same kind of concept as the Super Reds. Super Reds does kind of carve out an area for cardiovascular health and nitric oxide pathways. Super Greens has some of those same ingredients that we've built upon, and we've really focused on high nutrient density. That's the primary driver of Super Greens, is to provide your body with the nutrients. And what are the nutrients? Micronutrients are your vitamins and minerals. Macronutrients are your proteins, your fats, and carbohydrates. And you'd be surprised to learn that there are plant compounds that are high in the macronutrient category, like spirulina. And surprisingly, moringa has got a lot of crazy, awesome benefits and ingredients or nutrients in there as well. So many benefits. And why are phytonutrients important, though? They're important because those are what your body needs for its defense system, right? It plays a critical role in immune health. Also in inflammation. And I've talked about this in the past, and I will not go into as much detail as I did before. But simply put, they are powerful antioxidants. There's carotenoids, they're phytonutrients. These plant compounds are, really medicine, right? 100%. In a lot of ways. They act a lot in a very, very powerful way. And so that's the point. So they can neutralize some of what we refer to as free radicals. These are your damaging active reoxygen species that are generated just through the body's often very natural defense to like obnoxious chemicals or smoking, or you're not getting enough restful sleep, or alcohol, or stress on the body. But a lot of times these are the types of things that drive chronic disease, because we're putting ourselves under a lot of duress, a lot of excess stress, 100%. A lot of exposure to chemicals and toxins and different things of that nature. So all of these free radicals have to be and should be neutralized. And if they're not neutralized in a manageable or normal way, they can build up and they become sort of the foundation towards chronic disease. And that's what we call oxidative stress. Right. And that's why phytonutrients are so important. Years and years and centuries, guys, people have been eating these very, very nutritious plants from the earth. and meats too. Don't get me wrong, but the plant compounds are powerful, and they're found in our natural environment, and that's what we try to stay true to with this product. We wanted to load it with phytonutrients,
Sure.
USDA certified organic, have all the testing so that we're getting a clean, sustainable source.
Right. Awesome. And one thing I always get asked too is, can this replace eating whole foods? Now, supplements are never to replace whole food sources. Whole food is so extremely important for our bodies, especially even just the fact of chewing, right?
Yeah.
Very important things happen there. This is to enhance our diet, right? So for ours specifically, for our greens and our reds, the ingredients that we put into them, some of them you can source from a local market, but some of them are very hard to source organically and from your local market. Okay, so which is why we wanted to put it in there. It's not something that you would eat on a regular basis every single day. These are super. I know there's a lot of things termed superfoods, but a lot of the ingredients in here really are superfoods, which just really means that they have a lot of health properties.
Sure.
They do a lot for your body. So, we'll just go into some of the benefits of organic green powders. We know there's the detox properties.
Yep.
Okay. It's rich in chlorophyll. There's wheatgrass, spirulina,
which is a superfood.
Chlorella.
The World Health Organization has it listed as a relevant superfood.
Right. So, which these all help to neutralize toxins. They help the liver support, help with heavy metal elimination. Just a great thing to continue to drink every single day. Not to mention the immunity, everything that Dr. Ryan was just saying about the high antioxidants and what it does to our body, because all of this stuff boosts our immunity. If you're one of those, and I do get the emails often, I get sick all the time. What do? You've got to fuel your body. You've got to load it with antioxidants. We've got to have the gut health.
Yeah.
The prebiotic fibers. The agave inulin? Yeah, which is the fiber added. And I guess now we are, because of it adding it, we have added, our fiber content is listed on here, which is 2 grams per scoop. And you can have this a couple times a day, but it's just anything you can do to increase the fiber that you are consuming. Energy.
Yeah.
Okay. Increases energy production, reduces fatigue. You do get a lot of naturally occurring B vitamins, magnesium, iron. We have the adaptogens in here, ashwagandha. We have matcha. These things help support our stress response.
Oh, massively.
A big deal all the time.
Yeah, I think people get real surprised that we have ashwagandha in our greens. For some reason, they kind of gloss over it.
Yeah, don't gloss over that one.
No, it's a big one. It's about 6,000 years, 6 millennia it's been used. Each one of our pharmacopoeias, the Britain pharmacopoeia, the Indian pharmacopoeia, the United States pharmacopoeia, they all recognize ashwagandha. You're talking about powerful Ayurvedic medicine, herb.
Right.
And it is from India, but KSM-66 is from the root. It's high in withanolides. You have to look that up on your own if you'd like to learn more about KSM-66, but is our source for ashwagandha. And very reliable, very high quality, very sustainable. It's on the label if you ever want to reference that. But and I'm glad to see the Western cultures finally adopting, some of these 100%. More natural path remedies.
Yes. Let's talk. Some other properties. It alkalizes the body. So I know a lot of times, you want this acid-base balance. We are all about balance. So sometimes we eat those higher acidic diets that might be higher in meat, processed food, sugar. This will come in here and just help balance it. It really helps alkalize the body. Inflammation. So we do have turmeric, ginger, great anti-inflammatory botanicals.
For sure.
Like Dr. Ryan said, reduces the oxidative stress. Just simple things, hair, skin, nails, right? This is, like I said, there's certain B vitamins that it's high in.
Yeah.
And also these nutrients help our bodies produce more collagen, right? We just always want to be doing things that help with collagen production, in addition to taking exogenous collagen. The cardiovascular health, there's those properties in here too. Leafy greens, we got some spinach and broccoli.
It's funny, we didn't have that before.
No, we didn't.
And I always said, well, you can buy it from the grocery store. And I kind of backed off of that. So, well, we're not. People aren't really getting the highest quality broccoli and spinach. So, and they can add a little more to their diet.
And if you are eating it, right.
If you are eating it, you just get, you're getting more of the beneficial compounds of it, which is fine. That's of course ideal.
Right. Yeah. Oh, and talking about the brain and mood support, we added lion's mane, which is another one. I'll go through the list of things that we added and upgrade in 2 seconds.
For sure.
And then, I mean, another benefit, guys, again, it's the convenience too.
For sure.
I do know personally when I travel, I know I'm not eating enough fruits and vegetables because I don't just want to get them when they're not organic, so sometimes I'd rather not have them if they're not going to be organic. Because already when you're traveling, you're getting extra toxins anyways. I double to triple up on my super greens and super reds. I mean, it's really important. So the convenience of this is a lot.
Agreed.
No excuses.
No, yeah, I think absolutely.
Travel, busy lifestyle, picky eaters. I mean, you name it. It's easy. So let's go into our upgrades. I don't know if you want to read them off since you were the one who made the upgrades.
I mean, sure. So what's cool is Spirulina, we went and said, this is an awesome, what do you call it? Superfood, right? I mean, just the high nutrient density. So we increased it by, 65% or something like that. So we increased it a lot, or 8 times actually. The GABA inulin added now has a fiber on the label, which is cool. 2 grams of fiber is actually pretty relevant. I mean, if you look at a normal dose, 5 to 6 grams, our new fiber coming out is going to have 8. So we'll advise people on how to properly use that. But 2 is good. 2 is really good, especially if you're doing a couple times a day. I know a lot of people have been asking about ACV, apple cider vinegar. We've been for years using apple cider vinegar, had the opportunity to build this into the product without spoiling the flavor too strong. So the flavor profile is a little smoother, less grassy, really smooth. I think it's improved.
I do too.
I mean,
it's improvements across the board.
Yeah, if that's something you guys were worried about before, you definitely now have to try this new version. And if you liked it before, I guarantee you're going to like this and even better. So really cool on that. We did increase the organic coconut water that was in there before, right? We had elderberry that we wanted to add. So here's some cool things. Elderberry, we all know about elderberry, I think, right? Especially if your kids, because with when they get sick,
right?
You're like, what's a great naturopathic, homeopathic remedy or what to do that with. So matcha green tea, we increased the amount of matcha green tea. Again, it's super high in antioxidants, very, very beneficial compounds. We increased the moringa leaf. Moringa is really cool. I mean, I know you may not know this, but it's the miracle plant. Like I had some we have some in our yard. Right. And I always tell people to plant some, but 2 times the vitamin C of oranges, moringa does. It's got 10 times the vitamin A of carrots, 17 times the calcium you'll find in milk, 4 times the protein that you'd find in yogurt, 15 times the potassium that you would find in bananas, 25 times the iron that you would find in spinach.
That's pretty cool, guys.
Really, really nutrient dense, right? Now, of course, you're consuming a small amount of it. So, but yeah, relevant by weight, it's incredibly powerful stuff, guys.
And that's just one ingredient, right? One ingredient.
We just said we added spinach and broccoli. Look, again, I always tell you source local. It's important to get it because sourcing local ensures that your foods are ripe local, meaning you got more of the nutrients in them, not pre-ripened and gassed and transported over thousands of miles. But it's different when you're sourcing things like this. You could be sourcing internationally. You're sourcing it in a powder format, right? It's a very stable format. It's the most stable format, and so it's not as, I'd say, of a negative impact on sort of the global scale of things. So anyway, dulce, we increased the dulce 2.5 times. We increased the dandelion 2.5 times. The ginger has been added, like Lisa talked about.
And dandelion, guys, is really good for detox.
Yeah, we talked about that. Dandelion and dulce, right?
Yeah.
The lion's mane and the shiitake have been added, which is great. And then you have the cauliflower. So just like the broccoli, we said, we're going to get the benefits, and we're not going to get that sulfur compound smell. We're not going to get those cruciferous like odors.
Right.
And we didn't. It's actually, you won't know it, very undetectable. Cauliflower, kelp, we added the kelp, added turmeric. I mean, that's a lot of weight. I mean, the total weight in this thing is added by, I don't know what the calculation was. I think the total weight. Do you have it there?
No, I don't.
It was up 35% or something like that.
And the scooper's bigger.
Yeah, scooper's bigger, the bottle. And people have always asked about the bottle. Why is the bottle not full? And well, it's more full now, but to be honest with you, when you fill it on the line, it's powder. So it's blowing up. So you need to leave room for that. And it would settle over time, of course. So you can shake the bottle and kind of free it up and loosen the powder, but it is by weight, not by volume. So that's why it is always 30 servings. We kept it 30 servings, improved the label a little bit, updated, of course. As usual, supplement facts panel is fully detailed for your own information so that you know exactly how much you're getting of each ingredient. No proprietary blend. We're not hiding anything here. And again, USDA certified organic. We did the full testing. Oh, I don't know if that's up yet. I'll make sure the COA goes up. I'll make sure the heavy metals up there. I'll make sure glyphosate is up there. I'll get that done. Today.
That's pretty cool.
That was cool, right?
That's a lot. And I'm not sure if you mentioned, but we didn't change the price.
No problem.
We changed the price.
Isn't that something?
Which is cool. I mean,
yeah, it's cool
to be able to do this and source what we really wanted to source and add what we wanted to add and get it in there and be able to keep the same price, you know, because we want you guys again to be able to be taking this every day. And when, even if it's more than once a day, right? We want you to be able to do it. And to be able to do that, you have to be able to afford it.
And that's all thanks to you and our work together, because your guys buying this product and the volume has allowed us to keep the price where it is. Be able to source a very competitive price and keep it where it needs to be. So good job.
Yes.
Jean.
I'm just going through some of the ingredients to think if there's anything I want to highlight. I mean, I know we talked about that. You were talking about the apple cider vinegar, but you know, aids in digestion and bloating.
Which one?
Apple cider vinegar.
Oh, sure.
ACV. So that's just another thing. Like, yes, we have the prebiotic fibers and all that, but just the apple cider vinegar that aids in the digestion, bloating, appetite control, metabolism. You know, there are those studies out there that say if you take apple cider vinegar before eating, you know, it helps with your helps curb your appetite, but helps stabilize your blood sugar. Another thing that helps with detox. The same question that goes, I'm not sure if it is written on here about contains, so where we have on here contains wheat. I've always gotten this question from the very beginning, from when we launched our super greens, our original super greens. The wheat that says contains wheat, that comes from the wheatgrass. So very different than wheat. Harvest is very different. Wheatgrass is gluten-free. So should not be concerned. I always say if you do have celiac disease, just consult with your doctor on that. Because celiac disease is a whole different rate. Not saying that you can't have it. We just, you know, better to be safe than sorry.
So the message there is it is still dairy-free and gluten-free.
Yep. And it's diabetic friendly.
Diabetic friendly.
Get that often. Yep. So like all the perks, all the pairs, good stuff.
And we'll have the gluten testing done. That is done. That is part of the USDA certified organic process. And then we do it also separately. So
the organic coconut water, some of you know, but it adds electrolytes, natural electrolytes, you know, your potassium and your magnesium, helps just recovery. We've had the chlorella in there, moringa, as Dr. Ryan talked about. And I do, it's funny, I do get often the question, like, do we have a moringa product? And I'm like, well, you know, it's one of the many amazing ingredients.
Just like I get about the ashwagandha.
Right. It's there. It's there. Organic dulse is, did you say dulce or dulce?
I say dulce.
Yeah, dulce. Yeah. It's a seaweed. So rich in seaweed products are rich in iodine, trace minerals. You know, great in addition to, we have our shilajit sea moss, super high.
Chlorella, spirulina are also microalgae.
Yep. We talked about the dandelion, helps diuretic, liver toxin.
There's just so many benefits. I mean, you keep rambling, like running off, like it's crazy how many like ancillary benefits, purported benefits would come from these ingredients. But again, remember, if you believe in the idea that food is medicine, then how can you dispute the fact that this can have some very powerful benefit for you? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how I look at it. I mean,
so for those of you ordering, I think this has actually been live since when? The last week. Days. Yeah, maybe the end of last week.
Yeah.
So if you've placed an order in the past couple of days, this is what you're getting. We have no more of
it's updated now on the site. Yep.
Yes, we have no more of the OG version in our warehouse. So this is why we're giving a wonderful launch. So did you see any questions?
Yeah. You
did?
No, yeah, sure. There's definitely questions.
And make sure to just, you know, you can check out the website. I always advise you guys to go there to learn more. We will make sure that we get this video up on there too, as this is our new and beloved. I don't see anything really about questions about what's going on right now with the super greens.
You can scroll up.
These can be added and mixed to anything. I do get that question often as well. Can they be added to your super reds? Can they be added to the collagen? All of our powders, honestly, can be mixed based on your taste preference and really what works for your schedule. The most important thing is that you're getting them in daily. So however it works for you. Personally, I just put in my morning smoothie.
That's how I do mine as well.
Yeah. So, I mean,
but a couple times a day is fine to do. It really is.
Wait, go back.
Yeah, go ahead.
This person is asking, why does the product contain gluten and dairy? We said it is gluten and dairy free.
Yeah, gluten free.
As it was prior to, it is gluten and dairy free and diabetic friendly, which also means keto friendly and all that jazz.
The reason why people get thrown off is the wheat. They think the wheat immediately contains gluten. It does not. It's harvested at a very specific point in its life cycle where there is no gluten.
Yes. And it's available now. Like we said, the flavor profile has been enhanced. And if you're just not a crazy fan of like drinking green powders, remember it's not supposed to taste like Kool-Aid, but it's most important that you get it in. So mix it with something to help your body get it down. I mean, honestly, with our protein powders, I just feel like it's so easy because everything blends in there. It's almost like taking, a lot of times we make a smoothie or a protein shake, we throw a handful of spinach. I'm not saying don't do that, but do that add a scoop of the greens. But it always goes in mine no matter what.
And for those that
and my kids.
Right. And for those that maybe didn't like the first version, I definitely suggest you try the second version.
Yeah.
Similar but better. So I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Better is better.
Better is better. Sure. Cool.
All right. Yeah. So, I mean, fairly simple, straightforward training today, but really it's to highlight and to launch our new and improved, amazing organic super greens.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys order today. Check it out. Check out more information on our website. As always, email me. I'm always here for you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Until next week.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye now.